There's a little wheel.
Yeah, it's on. You could adjust it.
Published.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nightmare 365 podcast where myself and G,
Boom. We're here.
we're here. We're talking about the mysterious, the unexplained, and the spookiness that lives among us. Nobody believes us, but this is the center of weirdness for the entire planet. On today's episode, we are talking about psychic dreams. You fall asleep? Oh, I thought you were going to say it.
What? You fall asleep, you fucking wake up.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Podcast is over, ladies and gentlemen. You can
All
tune
right.
in next time.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Now, but we're talking about psychic dreams. Do you believe in it? I guess we'll find out on this episode. We had, which is interesting, we had a listener call in to our phone number on our website. All of our contact information can be found on our website, nightmare365.com, from our email, phone number. And anyway, this guy called in, and I'm going to share a couple of his clips tonight. And he has some dreams that he wanted to share.
That's
it didn't
sweet.
really pertain to him.
Yep.
And wanted to really leave his name anonymous. But we call him the Goblin and the Ghoul from old episodes. And I also want to tell people, too, if they want to check out some of my old podcasts, which I did by myself before G joined the Nightmare crew.
That's fucked up, bro.
Why is it messed up?
I mean, you didn't do it from day one with me.
I asked you, but you were too busy.
I was.
So it's sad, man. I'm glad we're doing it now. Pound it out. But yeah, so I'm putting them on Patreon. So if you want to go over there, you could support us on Patreon and check out some of the old episodes. I'll be putting some of the more famous one. Right now, there's Chad Savage on there from Sinister Visions.
What was your favorite one?
Out of all the ones I did, I did 58. I really liked Mark.
Okay.
And actually, Mark is coming on the show after we go to Gettysburg, which I don't think I told you.
Mark.
So Mark Nesbitt, he runs Ghosts of Gettysburg. He'll be on the show probably in April sometime. So after we go to Gettysburg, because you've never been there.
I've never been to Gettysburg.
Very haunted place. So we're going to check that out. But before, let's just jump into the show, dude, right? We're going to talk about some weird news on this show.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, G, it's weird news. First off, I just wanted to say, if you check out, we have the New Jersey Horror Con and also Monster Mania. Would you be interested in going to any of these with me? The New Jersey Horror Con is from March 2nd to the 4th.
I think we should definitely go.
This one was pretty cool. I liked seeing some of the, I went last year, some of the horror movies that it was, people up and coming in the horror industry, but that was a cool spot to go to. And also Monster Mania, that's always a big one. That's a week later in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, March 9th through the 11th.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in either one? I don't know what you
I would go to
days.
I would say we go to the New Jersey Horror Con.
All right, let's do it. If you're serious.
Yeah.
But that's not really weird news. I just wanted to see if G wanted to go to any of these. We'll keep them on our calendar. And hey, if you're going to one of these, say hello to us. We'll be wearing some T-shirts. I'll bring some T-shirts with us. And if people want to snag some of them, they can. And we're also selling them.
Just
so
rip them right out of your hand.
Rip them out of my hand and run.
If we catch you, though,
Greg's going to
you owe some money.
Yeah, he's going to beat you. Anyway, let's jump into some weird news, brother. So this is out of usatoday.com. This story has been shared by a lot of different people that I follow and also in the news. It's been all over the news. So what we're talking about is firefighter who went missing in New York, found in California with no memory, police say. And it's really intrigued me because this man was skiing on his, annual trip with some friends. He's a Toronto firefighter, Konstantinos or Danny Filippidis. He's 49. He disappeared after an annual trip with friends. He was on the Whiteface Mountain in New York on February 7th. And then 6 days later, he was found after this wide search went out involving helicopters, canines, and up to 140 people a day, trekking through the mountains and the snow trying to find this dude. And he was found 6 days later in Sacramento, California, and by the airport in good health.
I would say he's just getting away from like a crazy girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you tell your friends? Would you just like leave me? Like if we went skiing like we normally do every winter
If something was really bad happening, just get the hell out.
and trek across country?
Yeah, but I would not be found. This guy made the mistake of being found
Yeah, but all right, so here's where it gets weird.
because he didn't have any memory of it.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any memory of it. He was found with a new iPhone and a haircut. And I guess he does have a wife.
Who gave him the haircut?
I don't know. If you walk into a barbershop, are they going to be like, hey, you from New York? No.
You're wearing ski clothes. It's California.
They're skiing in California.
Not in Sacramento.
No, but they're skiing. So maybe he was going up for the day. You don't know. Hey, I want to get a new haircut. I'm going skiing.
Yo,
It's gonna be a great time.
fresh in the pow pow.
Well, another weird thing about this was he obviously was wearing all the same clothes as he was skiing. He didn't fly there. Supposedly he hitchhiked through a tractor trailer and thing like that. So it's an interesting case. And supposedly he hit his head. So that was one of the big theories is, all right, he hit his head.
Yeah, maybe he
had
had some amnesia.
And then he left.
Sure.
And then he didn't know really why he went there or what he was doing. And then, I mean, that's one of the theories. A couple other theories is he was abducted somehow. If you look at the case going back to the true story about Fire in the Sky,
Sure.
people say he was abducted and then kind of placed down in Sacramento. I mean, I don't know what to believe. It's an interesting and crazy story. There's been new developments.
I would like to
obviously.
talk to that guy.
Should we try to get him on the show?
That would be awesome.
I doubt it. I doubt this. I'm sure this guy
Call up his
is
wife.
Embarrassed. I'm sure there's a lot of things. And obviously, if he did hit his head, and we saw some pretty crazy accidents on the ski slopes too before.
Yeah.
Where people break their. I saw one of our friends break their collarbone. We saw.
Didn't you?
No,
Yeah, you did.
I didn't break anything.
East Point Health and Fitness.
That wasn't
That's
skiing.
That's a hill, though.
Yeah, I tore tissue in my shoulder.
How's
But
that,
no,
how's
like
that feeling?
not skiing though. Well, you're always hurt, dude. So
I pushed the limits.
yeah, sure.
This guy pushed the limits, hit his head, man. Now
So
he winds
maybe
up
we
in
should start
California.
wearing, because we don't, when we go skiing, we don't wear helmets. So maybe we should really start wearing helmets.
I don't like to wear a hat.
I know you don't. You don't like to mess up that coif that you got going.
No, man, you stick it out of the sunroof, it floats up, and you're good to go for the day.
But yeah, so it's an interesting case. I don't know. Maybe we should look more into it afterwards because a lot of people have been sharing this. So this is nothing new as far as a weird case goes. But, he did hitchhike across the country in a big rig style truck, which he claimed he slept a lot. He doesn't really have any memory.
He probably just hit his head, had amnesia, thought he was somebody else, and then boom, winds up in California.
So you don't think any of the alien abduction theories?
I'll tell you what it was.
What?
Bigfoot.
So it always comes back to Bigfoot, bro.
Bigfoot
To
snagged
me,
him up.
it does. So check that out. I'm going to share it in the links in the show note. It's from usatoday.com. Plus, there's been tons of other YouTube videos on this case that I follow. You could check them out as well. So that is it. Let's jump in to the actual show, brother. Into Psychic Dreams. So, dude, Psychic Dreams.
Yep.
Where to start? What are we going to do?
Well, first you got to get a My Pillow. Okay, we're sponsored by My Pillow now. I don't know if you know.
No, we're not. Don't give them a shout out. Why would you do that?
You get a My Pillow, you scrunch it up.
Do you have a MyPillow?
Best night's sleep of your life.
Do you think that's what Philippides had on the truck across country?
No,
after
he
skiing?
definitely had like a Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah,
I got a Tempur-Pedic at home.
you like it?
I love that thing.
All right, maybe we should be sponsored by them. But so I was doing some research. What really got me hooked on this case was watching
On Dreams?
yeah, well, on the
Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries, bro. I've been watching them lately, and
Is that guy still alive?
dude, rest in peace, Robert Stack. Rest in peace, man.
When did he go?
I don't know, but he went. I love that guy. And yeah, watching that episode, they shared three stories. I think it was three from what I remember. And they shared three stories about psychic dreams. And it really hooked me, man. And after watching it, I was like, dude, we have to talk about this. This is like a cool topic.
Yeah.
Because we've talked plenty of times before about dreams, you know, some of the dreams that we had and how do we explain them. I'm always trying to interpret my dreams. You know, are they windows into the future, into the past? Are they, you know, windows into the enlightenment? You know, are they...
What enlightenment?
I don't know, our enlightenment. Like we're trying to find something more, you know? Could it be something like we're looking into another dimension? Like we're getting a glimpse of something else that exists, but not in our time, you know? But maybe like some of these, you know, like this one article that I found from listverse.com. It's 9 amazing clairvoyant dreams that defy explanation.
Before you go into that,
Okay.
let me throw out a theory to you.
Okay.
Do you think it's just coincidental? These clairvoyant dreams. Like, do you believe in... Let's break this down even a little bit further. Do you believe in psychics?
I think you have to go case by case basis.
Okay.
And like you were asking me before the show, right? Or even on the show, about, you know, what was my favorite episodes of some of that I did. I interviewed a psychic. You know, we talked. There were some things that were on there that I'm like, all right, it's easily explainable away. But there was one thing that really, you know, made my hairs on my arm and my back like really stand up and just say, you know, all right, I'm intrigued. Like, please go a little deeper on this.
Sure.
Do I believe all of them? No, because one of the big cases around here, the Spy House. I remember there was a psychic lady that was there. I won't mention her name, but some of the stuff that she said, it was so outlandish. I'm like, I don't really believe you. I don't know. I would say really case by case basis.
Okay.
What about you?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Not every one of them?
No.
So if you met somebody, what would convince you? Or even in like this case, right, with psychic dreams, like even in the show.
Like I believe in deja vu and I believe in all that kind of stuff. Like some dreams I have, like couple weeks, months, whatever it could be, and I'll be in that same situation. I'll be like, I felt like I was here. Or like I had a dream about this.
All right, well, here's another example, like with dreams that I have. You know, there's people in your past that you may not talk to anymore, and then all of a sudden, like, they're in your dream. They may not be, like, in your dream, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they're in your dream. Like, and there's sometimes there are people that you never even really talk to. They could be in, like, middle school, high school, elementary school, and you're like, how the heck was I thinking about this one particular person in this dream? And now I don't really think about him in my like daily life. Like, was there something that kind of triggered that to have that memory, or is it something almost like our dreams, you know, tap into like the hardwire or the hard drive that's in our brain?
Here's my theory on that. I strongly believe this because I used to do it when I was younger. The last thing I used to think about before I would fall asleep was the thing I dreamt about.
For majority of the time.
Majority of the time, yep.
What about the times that you didn't?
I would have like freaky ass dreams, like someone would try to kill me.
Yeah, see, why would you think like that? Is it just like something that's anxiety that's playing out during the week?
Maybe.
You know, I always used to have a reoccurring dream where I was in this big wide open field and I would see a plane come overhead and then crash behind, you know, the tree line. Like, how do you explain something like that?
I've had a couple reoccurring dreams that I was flying in a plane that crashed. I mean,
that's freaky.
That is kind of freaky because of what I do, but
yeah, see, I can't explain it. We also have, you know, like I said, a caller that called in and wants to share a couple of his dreams. Do you want me to play them now, or do you want me to? We'll keep talking about this.
No, play it. Let's break this down.
All right. So he has 2 stories. He wanted, like I said, remain anonymous. So I'm going to play the first one for us.
Let's do it.
I have a couple of true stories that I'd like to share that I think may be useful for the podcast. A little girl, she is sleeping at a friend's house. Oh, down the shore. It's a summer house. She's with her friend and her friend's family. She's about 12, 13 years old. In the middle of the night, she gets up and she's screaming throughout the house that somebody's trying to kill her. They have a shotgun, they're robbing the house, and they're trying to kill her. The family wakes up, obviously, settles her back down, and everybody goes back to bed. The next morning, they confront her about what happened. She has no memory of it. Later in that morning, the father of the friend is reading the newspaper, and he sees in the newspaper that a woman named Barbara was murdered in her home by somebody trying to rob the home, and she was killed with a shotgun. The name of that little girl that woke up screaming throughout the house was Barbara.
That was the first story.
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it is. When I first heard it, when they sent it, I was like, all right, where's this going? And then there's another one, so I'll play the other one here. Here's the second story from the same caller.
Another story is a young kid, probably 7, 8 years old, wakes up at night, goes to his father's bed, wakes him up, and gives him a series of numbers. The father, next morning, he takes those numbers and he plays the lottery. He wins the lottery. The little kid has no memory of telling his father the numbers. A year later, the kid does the same thing again. He wakes his father up, tells him a series of numbers. The father plays the numbers the next morning, and he wins again. He wins the lottery again. A few years later, when the little kid is older, he has a dream where he's sitting in a car with 4 other relatives. The car stops. He gets out of the car, and he sees 3 more relatives on the corner and 4 more relatives coming at him down the street. So he signifies that the numbers mean something. So he plays, pick 3, 4, 3, 4. 4 for in the car, 3 for on the corner, 4 for walking down the street. He missed the number. The number came 5, 3, 4. Why did he miss the number? He forgot to count himself in the car. The amount of people in the car was 5, not 4. So take these dreams as coincidences. Take them as being able to tap into a different realm or a different higher power or some sort of facet of the mind that other people cannot. Coincidence is hard to explain when these things tend to happen to a lot of people. So hope you enjoy those stories.
So what do you like after hearing those two? You think like some of it can be chalked up to coincidence,
Correct?
Like he said,
Yep.
in the call, and some of them it's like, all right, it's freaky.
Well, here's probably another take too. I used to sleepwalk when I was younger. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like I used to go outside and shoot hoops.
Mom and Dad told me more about this than you really did. I don't think you.
I don't remember it. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think you really wanted to open up.
Well, no, okay, I didn't even know I did it until like Dad was like, "Yeah, what were you doing last night?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
You went out to shoot hoops.
I went out to shoot hoops and I came back in.
Yeah, but see, it's tough because even if you went into the dream books, right, and you're saying, like I talked about having a recurring dream about a plane crash. It's like, there's something that's like out of control. You can't really control it. There's some danger ahead. It's like, how do people really interpret dreams? But then if you had something that's so vivid, like the caller, or even some of the stuff that I saw in Unsolved Mysteries,
Yeah.
and then you say to yourself, like, I don't know. Like, I never had such a vivid dream. Like,
Yeah.
there's been vivid dreams, right?
I've had vivid dreams too, where you wake up in a panic or a sweat or think it's real.
But it's never come true or anything.
No.
It's not to the point where, oh my God, like the guy in the episode of Unsolved Mysteries, go back and watch it. Amazing episode where he had a dream. He was like, I never really left my town, but he was on a business trip and he was on this road. And as he's turning around the road, a car was coming and the trailer, one of their wheels fell off and it's coming right at him. And he said in the dream, he knew he had to speed up to save his life. And then it happened in real life.
That sounds like Final Destination.
It's kind of is, right?
Can the ghost say something?
Yeah, the ghost wants to say something. What does the ghost have to say?
I think like one of the themes throughout all of these stories is that they interview the people after the event happens, right? So it's like,
Okay,
so
but
this guy, right? I'm not, like even like so someone's like, I'm not using any specific example. Like, oh, I had a dream that I was going to win the lottery and I won. Well, they interviewed the person after they won the lottery, right? They didn't interview them after they had the dream. So all this could be made up.
There's a lot of made up stories then afterwards.
Right. I'm saying it's probably mostly
That gets back to like any of the theories, like Bigfoot, UFOs, you know, the list can go on, right? And we could say, all right.
Well, I think that's the common between a lot of this stuff. The common thread is people BSing other people.
Well, what does it like? See, I understand like where people are on both sides of the coin here, right? Because it's like if you don't have, like we always say, a difference between a believer and a skeptic is only a personal experience away. Now, if you don't have that personal experience, you know, even like we said it very early on, if you had a personal experience like with the UFO, we talked about that on one of the earlier things in Roswell episode, where it's like, all right, I believe you, but I wasn't there. So how do I really know?
Yeah.
You know, same thing with dreams. Like you're not going to go to somebody. I don't go to everybody all the time and be like, well, I had a dream about this, this, and this. I don't write down all my dreams. Half the time when I wake up in the morning, I don't even remember my dreams. You know, like I remember them like the moment I wake up, and then like 2 seconds later, they're gone. So what does that even mean? You know, does that mean we knocked out of that realm? We disconnected, you know, like the hard drive from
You
the
really want to
computer?
believe in other realms. This is what I'm getting.
I don't know. I'm trying to like wrap my head around it because some dreams, like we said, are very vivid.
Some are,
You know,
yeah.
are very detailed. You know, like we talked about, even off the air, just saying the fact that I've had dreams where I remember a certain house, right, that we're going to Maine, and I saw a certain house that we used to see, and I'm like, I feel like deja vu. You know, like how do you
Sure.
explain about that? Or I remember in dreams where I was younger and always running away from something, but I was running like, you know, in slow motion.
I think that everyone has a dream.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't run away.
yeah,
Like you
it's
try to run
creepy.
as fast as you can. You
So
you're not
is
moving.
that like a glitch
But they
in
never
something?
they never catch up to you. There.
No, they don't. It's weird, right?
Have you ever had a dream you could fly?
No, I never had those.
I've had a couple of those.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are bad ass.
But
Have
yeah,
you? Have you?
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I've had
I-
dreams where like I felt like I could, you know, I was flying, and then in the dream I was like, wait, this is a dream.
Nah, see, I wanted that to last. Imagine
Oh
you,
yeah.
imagine you woke up and you were flying.
All right, so do you believe in like dream books,
No.
like the way they interpret it? I don't believe in them either because
No.
I don't think anybody really knows or understands what really dreams are. But then we could look at different
I think
cases.
dreams are just you're tripping, dude. It's like taking shrooms or something.
I
Like,
think there's a combination of things. One, it's the last thing you think about, or your subconscious, what like it wants you to think about, or like let's say you
Right.
have like a lot of feelings like you don't really say to anybody or tell anybody, but like you're fearful or like whatever. You may be happy about something, you dream about that.
Yeah.
right. So like the dreams happen during your rapid eye movement stage,
REM
REM,
sleep.
where-
REM.
And I think a lot of people or sleep experts say that that's where you're trying to work out the problems, not of just your day, but
Correct.
stuff that's going on, like you said, your subconscious, things you're worrying about, fears, hopes, dreams, you know, or aspirations, I should say, not dreams, but things like that are happening.
Yeah, but majority of the times, like stuff that's going on in my life at the moment, they
Yeah.
don't, you know, correlate with what I'm dreaming at the time.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
there is some instances where that is the case, but I would say the majority of the time, there's a lot of things that I'm just like, how the hell did I dream about this person?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I have some of those sometimes, but like, what about the people who can't remember their dreams? I talk to a lot of people that can't remember their dreams,
Well, like I
but
said,
they say like everyone has dreams. You just
Right.
can't remember them.
right. Well, there's some nights I wake up and I'm like, did I dream? I don't remember a thing. It was just like darkness. And then there's some times where I wake up and remember every little detail of the dream.
Yeah, I
And
do
there's some
too.
days I wake up and I remember, and then all of a sudden, like if you ask me a minute later, I have no clue what I dreamt.
Well, they talked about like Thomas Edison, right? He would try to stay in that dream, like half awake, half asleep state, so he can get like his best ideas out. That's how he came up with most of his inventions.
There's a lot of cases throughout history. I mean, I'll share the link, which I pulled up on a screen, you know, the 9 amazing clairvoyant dreams that defy explanations. And if I find the Unsolved Mysteries episode again, I'll share that as well. But there's cases 1864, 1813, 1946. You know, you go out 1918. I mean, there's tons of cases that date back years and years if you read them. Some of them are more interesting than, the others. But I don't know. Even like you read some directors and movie things where they say, oh, something came to me in a dream.
Sure,
like
yeah.
a premonition, and I had to do this for a movie, or I had this idea.
See, but is that their subconscious, like, telling them which way to go? Like, is dreams like another one of your instincts? Like you have a gut feeling about something?
Right.
Is that like one like way your subconscious or tries to tell you like what to do or what not to do?
It could be. That's a good take on it. I think that very well could be very true. I don't know. I'm no expert.
Like, why do you dream about certain people in your past? Maybe like there's unfinished business.
Well, do you ever have a dream where it's like, all right, I have a dream about you, say.
Mhm.
I know it's you, but physically in the dream, you don't look like you.
No, I never had that.
Oh, I've had that.
Yeah?
Where it's like, it's like we're friends. I've had dreams where I'm like hanging out with Matt, but it's like a totally different person.
Yeah. I
It's
have
like
them all the time. Like,
Yeah.
how do you explain something like that? And
What
that's
do they look like though?
just someone who
just a normal, other regular person.
Never had that.
Really?
Never had that.
I hope you have one tonight. And
Like,
you can
I've,
report back
like,
to us.
Hopefully the wife is not watching, but
There's
there's some like sex dreams I've had. I'm sure everyone has them. She
that's
has
so
them.
messed up, bro.
No, she's had them and she's told me about this, so it doesn't really matter. But like, there's some people like that were in my past or
Right.
that I know now
Yeah.
that were doing things, but they don't like look like them.
Right. So you had them.
Yeah, but
So why did you just say you didn't have those
Yeah, but
kind of dreams?
no, but that's only in sex dreams.
I mean, okay, but it still happened to you.
I mean, but I know who they are.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know the person. Like, you're in my dream. I know it's you. I know it's my brother. I know it's Greg, but you don't look like you.
No, but they generally look like them.
No, see, like,
But like, I
it's
don't know what they
different.
look like, naked.
All right. So here's another thing, not just with people, but I remember having dreams about I was in my house, but it's not my house.
I've had dreams that like my house now, like that it's being robbed. That I'm standing outside looking at.
All right. So let's think about that. Like the ghost said, we never interviewed the people beforehand.
Sure.
Okay. Now we're kind of interviewing you. So all right, tell us about this dream. You're
I was
being
standing
robbed.
in the driveway.
You're standing in a driveway. Your house is being robbed.
No, it wasn't being robbed.
Oh,
it was already robbed.
It was already robbed.
Yeah, but I came home and it looked like just Annie just like tore the place up.
And that's your dog.
Yeah. Like the TV was still there, but it was on the floor, like half cocked on like because of the cord. So it was
Right.
hanging by the cord, like off the TV.
So
stand.
nothing was missing.
I only went in the first floor. Like I was outside, but I could see in the first floor. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Was it like the summertime, wintertime?
Summertime,
Okay. So
or like summer, fallish.
okay. So we're coming.
The
up on
windows were
summer.
open. So
All right. So we're making a note of this.
now, see, this is
See,
gonna
and if
freak
it happens-
freak the wife out.
All right. So if this happens,
You're wishing this to happen.
I kind of do because it'll be sweet.
This is fucked
Yeah,
up.
but even
man.
if it did happen, doesn't mean it's a psychic dream because the odds of Greg getting robbed, his house getting robbed, are probably pretty likely relative to other events.
oh,
Winning
great!
the
Now I'm
lottery.
getting fucking robbed.
Well, I mean, think about it. What are the odds of any house getting robbed in suburbia?
That's true.
And what are the odds of, say, something like you getting struck by lightning?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
hope
Okay,
I'm
but
home when this
even
person
winning
tries
the
to rob
lottery,
my house.
even winning the lottery, there's 1 in a million chances, right?
Well,
so yes.
several million. but-
Okay. Still, there's still a chance.
Mhm.
It's not like the probability is 0.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So
Yes.
in order for it to be a psychic dream, you'd have to write down all the details of the dream, which you probably don't have anymore because this
No.
was a while ago. And if they matched up, then that would be something I would be like, wow. But if it was like, I had a dream, got into a car accident, and then a couple of days later you get into a car accident, I don't think it would be a psychic dream.
No, I'm not talking about
Do you,
stuff like that.
all right.
though.
So do you think that would be like your, I don't know, maybe your senses knew it was coming?
No, I think it's just
Coincidence.
a pretty fairly common event, right?
Sure.
Or a
All right,
fairly common fear,
Sure.
right?
Okay, so how
So-
do you explain something like I bring back the unsolved mystery case?
I watched that episode as well, by the way.
Okay,
The
so
unsolved mystery.
you remember the episode very vividly then?
Yes,
recently.
I saw it a few days ago.
Okay, and you remember what the guy did? I'm just talking about the one piece in that. There was
Not
there
the
was a
lady
couple.
after it.
The lady in the after was I don't know. I wouldn't call
Matt
that.
believe that lady.
I wouldn't call that really. I guess it
Big.
is a psychic dream, but at the same time, she almost had like it wasn't a vision, but it was something like a ghostly form coming to her in her dream
Yeah,
or
basically
in her
someone
mind.
she loved passed away, and she knew he passed away because he visited her in her dream, and then she went to visit his relatives or whatever, and was like, "Where's Jimmy?" And they're like, "Jimmy died." She's like, "I knew he died. He visited me."
Yeah, I don't believe that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
no, if you watched it, it was a little bit more
yeah, it was
compelling
definitely
than
more
All right.
compelling
than
than
All
that.
right, so what would constitute like a psychic dream for you?
Well, I mean,
Something outlandish.
I
Then.
think at the very beginning of the episode, you hit the nail on the head.
What?
You said, "Do you believe in psychics?" Right?
No, I don't.
Right. So if psychics don't psychics don't exist,
Yeah.
then psychic dreams
Yeah.
don't either.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, so what would make you a believer?
Right. Okay. So, for example, your dream.
Correct.
If you were like, okay, I was outside my house, my neighbor was barbecuing. You wrote down all the details.
Yeah, like there was like a yellow van.
Right. There's some guy with like long blonde hair, about 5'8", was the guy who robbed. And all those events matched. I would be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because I've had very, very vivid dreams
Sure.
where, like, say, like a loved one who passed away has come and told me something. And I went and I spoke to family, and I was like, "Can you explain what this means?" And they were like, "That makes absolutely no sense."
Yeah.
Like, I was convinced that someone told me something in a dream, and then I was talking to family. I was like, "Yeah, they were saying this," and like that makes no sense. And then I realized it was probably just gibberish because when you're dreaming, you're tripping, right?
I think that too. I think like your brain is trying to connect pieces to what's not there, maybe,
Right.
or try to make sense of what you're thinking about throughout the day.
Yeah, it's solving problems. That's
So-
what it's doing.
No, of course, and I think our minds are always active, right?
Sure.
I mean, we could all agree on that, and I think there's more to it. And I wouldn't necessarily say I don't believe in psychics at all, because I mean, even a topic that I really want to talk about is Orson Welles. Some of his predictions that came
Yeah, but he
true.
made so many though that
Right,
like
it's
he
like
was bound to
Nostradamus.
hit on some.
Okay, but the ones that he hit on, like, how do you explain something like that?
Because if you throw enough darts, you're finally
Yeah, you're gonna fucking hit something.
Yeah, like it's like ever see a psychic who's not wealthy and be like, "Yo, what's the deal?"
But they all say
Right.
it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like-
Yeah,
it's like, why would you be a psychic and not have like a really nice house or this? Like,
But
you
what
should
if it
have
doesn't work
tell.
like that?
I mean,
Like,
I
that's
don't-
what they all
I-
say. But here, I'm just trying to play the other side of the coin here. And they say, all right, there's only certain things that actually come to them, even in like the dreams, right? So say they get some stuff through the dreams. There's only a certain amount we're allowed to see or tap into. Like, even our
I'd
brain.
say that's pretty convenient for their.
Right.
Yeah.
No. But that could be anything, right? I mean, anything that people sell you or try to say, there's always going to be a side where,
but couldn't you hone that skill then?
I don't know. Like, is it really? Because trust me, I'm not a psychic. I don't know. I don't know how that they operate or really work.
Like I would
don't-
love to go visit like a real deal psychic.
I have family members who went to a psychic who said that they, like, really did predict and know a lot of stuff.
So how do you explain that then? If they're just shills.
See what I would do? I'll go in there, make up a name, make up like all the I'm sure they ask you questions beforehand, right?
Yeah, probably.
I'll make up all that shit.
Yeah, I mean that would be very interesting. But how do I explain that? I mean, I think that it's from what I heard, it was very, very.
Well, you're
compelling.
more the type that if you're not having the experience, you don't believe
Oh no,
it.
I'm a skeptic for
Yeah.
sure. Definitely. I'm
What
skeptical
do you
about
believe
everything.
in?
He believes
You
in
be
big-
a
he
flat
believes
Earth
in-
guy? Flat Earth guy?
He's a Bigfoot guy that live in the tunnels.
You believe in Bigfoots in the tunnels?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
No, I
gotta
don't
be, you gotta be
believe
shitting me.
that junk. But yeah, it's compelling, but it would have to. It's been some years since I heard what the psychic
Right.
predicted, so I can't really say. But from what I recall, I remember thinking of it, and the stuff that they predicted hadn't happened yet. So I felt like the fact of going to the psychic influenced their path. Right? There's like, for instance, you're going to have 3 children, and then they had 3 children. Well,
Yeah, did you influence that?
right? You know, they're on their second child. I'm like,
Well-
well, the psychic said we're having a third, so let's do this.
Well, I'll tell you crazy, or not crazy for the guy. It's a pretty funny story. Guy I work with, right? His wife went to a psychic, and the psychic told, it was a girl psychic telling his wife that her true love or true like soulmate was this other dude. Okay? Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So she started seeing the other dude.
Oh, dude.
The guy who I work with was married to her for like 20 something years. And they got a divorce. 2 weeks after like the wife moved out, the psychic hit up the guy and was like, "Hey, I've always wanted to talk to you."
Wow.
Dude.
So like if I was the husband, I would be like, "Dude, you just got played by the psychic." Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's messed up. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that are gonna do, make up some things and use people.
Yeah, basically any. Think
You'll-
about every psychic that's ever been in pop culture too. Remember John Edwards?
Well, yeah.
was that the TV show guy?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm thinking letter G, Gregory, Gary, and this was like, I know Gary, it's you. That's who I'm talking to.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
outed.
Yeah,
He was
but-
outed. They
But,
outed him.
yeah, but people fall into that. So if we went and we try to do it, because even with the guy, like I try to keep an open mind with certain what they were telling me, and I'm like, in my head, I'm trying to rationalize things. And I told you the ghost. I told about it, and I'm sitting there saying, all right, well, he could have found that information on Facebook. He could have done this research and typed in my name and found this. But then when he started saying a couple other things,
Yeah,
it really got me. And I'm like, all right. And I wasn't trying to play into it, but there were some things. And granted, they were very vague. And you could almost say it's like a 50-50 shot.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, I'm thinking of a G. All right, well, I'm thinking, like he was telling me there was a mole on me. And I was like, all right, there's moles on pretty much everybody.
Yep.
And then when he was like said it was on this side, and I'm like, all right, he has a 50-50 shot. I'm getting it right, which he got it right, And then he started talking about other stuff, and some of the stuff when we went further, it was like it intrigued me, but then it was like, all right.
What about like hypnosis? You believe that's like probably on the same level?
I think
No.
that's different.
Yeah, that's
You think that's
I've
different?
been hypnotized.
Do you believe that then?
I mean, it's not like you think, though.
What is it?
It's
I
not
just
like you're
basically
controlled.
meditation. It's guided meditation. That's all.
Yeah.
It is. It's not like they're gonna be like, when they say like cluck like a chicken or put your shoe on your head. It's people going along with it.
Yeah, you have to be open for it. And I remember seeing it in high school. One of our friends' brothers, who I don't think would actually do this willingly.
You can say his name. It's okay.
No, I won't. We'll just leave it at his name is Mike. But and he went along.
We know that.
And well, we do. But he went along. Like some of the stuff that he was doing, I was like, dude, he would never do this if he wasn't under this kind of like influence. So at that point, I was kind of a believer. But then again, because he wasn't the type of kid then to actually openly do like cluck like a chicken, walk around and do that stuff. Like if it happened to one of us, I could say like, all right, that time period, we might be doing that stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, I think that's totally different. So do you think there's any clout to that we're tapping into another dimension or we're seeing glimpses
That would be
of
cool,
stuff?
but no.
Nothing.
Maybe here's like my only take probably on that. Like would be if let's say you believe in reincarnation, right?
Yeah.
And you believe in that, so maybe your mind when it reincarnates, there's a piece of it still there. So maybe you have thoughts and memories from that other life.
Oh shit, I never thought about that.
So maybe that's what you're tapping into. Like
that could be.
deep down. What do you think about that, pal? Knowledge bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of theories.
Because do you
that we
believe
can
in
talk-
reincarnation? Do you believe in the afterlife, before life?
I
Because like here's my deal with like people like who believe in the afterlife, right? What were you before this then?
yeah, but how do you know?
Did
Like,
you ever think about that?
no, but what? All right, so because there's so many. I think there's so many different levels to everything.
There is.
And all right, reincarnation's one thing, but afterlife is another. So what if we're like the soul? Like our soul is still there,
Sure.
and we're just roaming around, like almost like what ghosts are, Like what is if ghosts really do exist?
Yo, it freaks me out to think about dying.
You're
It
gonna
freaks
die.
everyone out to think about
Yeah.
that.
But like, dude, it freaks me out.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be here one day.
What if I don't die though? You ever think about that?
What if you don't die?
Yep.
No, I never thought about that. I mean, I thought about like dying. I'm like, shit, I don't want.
When do you think you're gonna die?
We're
Uh,
digressing a bit with
Well, I'm
this.
just saying, man. Like, do you think about that? Like, because sometimes that comes up in my dreams.
Well, there's a lot of times where I thought about like, oh shit, I'm not ready to go yet, and I don't want to go out like painfully.
I freaked mom out one day. She tell you about this?
No.
Like, I was real sick, I guess, and I was running.
I'm gonna die. I'm dying.
I had a high fever and I was sleeping, and I just kept screaming in my dream, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die." She was crying as she came in to my room,
But I think
like
I don't remember
shaking me, like, "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
well,
It's okay."
that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was a very long time
Okay,
ago.
I vaguely
And,
remember that.
Like the only reason why I remember that day was because I watched the famous movie, great movie, Daylight. Sylvester Stallone gets trapped in the
Okay.
tunnel.
Lincoln Tunnel, yeah.
Yeah. So like I was sick, so I watched that and went to bed, and like she was crying, like, "You're not gonna die. It's okay. It's okay." And I was like, "No, it's okay. I'm ready." Like,
That's fucked up, dude.
yeah, man.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. And
Well, I mean, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. There's just so many possibilities. I don't know if we really understand it fully, and I don't think we ever will. But then again, it goes almost like back to the point where I think about this a lot. We don't use our full brain. Like we don't
Yeah.
use it functional. Like so maybe these dreams are part of something that we
Goddamn Matrix.
don't even know or we can't even understand or even comprehend. And maybe one day we'll be able to tap into this.
Well,
And
I think
here's
you're right. I think that people don't understand dreams, and that's why they attach supernatural.
yeah, but all right, here's
Stuff
a
to
good
it.
example though.
Just like people,
Like we don't do that. It's not like we're like so why do people do this? I understand people lie. And
people want to believe like in something, though. I think that's
I mean, I
that's a big
totally
thing.
understand that, but at the same time, it's you have to say to yourself, like, why would I don't know, like what benefits those people? I guess they're getting on unsolved mysteries, so it's cool. But what benefits some people if
Because they want to feel important, I think.
I guess, but what if it doesn't get you anything?
but maybe it's not nefarious. Maybe they had a dream they vaguely remember, and they convinced themselves, "Oh yeah, that's what happened in it," Or they had a dream several weeks ago
It's a
where they
possibility.
were driving a car and something happened, and they're like, "Okay," and then.
Dude, that one really got me. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's.
I mean, you can go down a lot of different, roads here
do
with the dreams.
Like, do you think like here's like something that I think about a lot. I don't know if it's true or not, but you like certain things, why you like them now. Like sometimes you can't explain what you like. Like let's say soda, for example. You like
It's seltzer, but yeah.
yeah, but I'm just saying like let's say you like a certain kind of drink, right? Did you like that in your past life?
No, I mean, all dude. I think that one.
I thought about that too.
Like, I was reading this article. It was about philosophy, and I'm going to do a really terrible job of quoting it. But the whole idea was like one's self, one's consciousness, one's personality is just all the things you've experienced. in
A
your
collection
life,
of
your
life experiences.
right? It's like you don't actually. It's not like. It's almost if you take things that happen in someone's past, you can attach that to anything, right? Like this is why.
So let me ask you
Z
this question.
likes this kind of food is because X, Y, and Z happened at all these points in his life,
Okay.
and
But what about your fears though?
exactly the same thing.
You think so?
Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm just. I think. That
Well,
was
they
the
did a
gist of the
study. They
article.
did a study with rats or I think it was mice, rats, whatever,
Ooh, yeah.
where they
We should get a shit ton of them.
no, they like shocked the rats, right? And
Okay.
then the rats had
Oh yeah, I heard
babies,
about that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then all of a sudden, like when they had like the certain smell or the shock or they heard this, like the babies would be freaked out. So maybe there is a lot of stuff that we think is from a past life
It's
that
genetic
is
coding.
just it's genetic
that's a
coding
good
passed down through generations that we don't even think about.
Yeah, I think
And ma-
about that too. Like,
Yeah, it's like why do I love Halloween? Like where the hell did that start?
I'll tell you where it started.
Where?
Dad driving the station wagon looking like Michael Myers.
Probably. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's more of like when people think of reincarnation, they're just reliving almost like their family's past.
So you think like DNA coats you, and then you have memories like of all your different like grandparents and great grandparents
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
we probably don't like certain foods because maybe they were coming over, like our grandparents, they came over through Ellis Island, then something happened along the way, and now we're like, shit, I want to stay away from that.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's trippy to think about, and I think you can talk about this ongoing because I don't think anybody that
I
tells
think
you the
psychics
answers
are bullshit, though.
I agree with G.
I really do.
You know what would be really good?
I would.
To get one
Yep.
on the screen.
I
and
could.
just-
I can
mean,
get one.
you obviously be respectful, but just be
No,
like,
of course.
do your
I
thing.
think we will be. And
I would love to do. I would be like,
because-
do your thing. Let's hear this.
There's this. I can look this up in a second after I tell the story. But there's this professor somewhere in the world. I remember seeing this on Nat Geo or something, where he has like an open invitation for anyone to prove that they have any supernatural power.
I saw this before. Yeah.
And he'll give them $1 million.
That's
Right.
phenomenal.
And it's been open for years, and not one single person has been able to prove anything supernatural.
Yeah.
So someone might say, well, maybe people don't know about this, or people don't.
Right. I never
want
heard about this
to-
until you told me.
Right. I
So-
can find that.
And
the
I'm
guy's
huge
name.
into the supernatural paranormal stuff.
But it's like,
What would
I
he
think
consider?
exposure would obviously play a part in why maybe no one's done that. But I think the biggest reason is because, well, you can put two and two together.
Well, that's
right?
that's like magic, right?
right.
I put like psychics on like the level of magic. Like
Yeah,
it's all sleight of hand. It's all
all right. So here, if I got a psychic on the show,
Yep.
and we started like, yes, you want to be respectful, and I don't think we want to bash anybody. That's not our goal.
No,
here,
no, no.
And yeah, there's a limit because I don't know how they'll react too. Like we
Maybe they
keep
have to
pushing
be
the
in
envelope.
person or something.
But-
Who knows?
But then again, it's almost like we're out there, like just our information. Now, all right,
We'll do it to him.
yeah, well, say that. Say we do, right? Because no one really knows who the ghost is. But he came on the show and
He's
and
on the screen right now.
and he told you everything.
You are.
know? But he basically took out all the information and
Yep.
he was saying, all right, well, you know what? The gentleman you're sitting next to, the ghost, is X, Y, and Z. Like, would that be proof that this guy had some type of ability if I got this guy on?
I wouldn't want
Yeah, I
This
don't.
is great.
I wouldn't want him to say my name, or like release
Say
personal
my
details
name,
over
say
the
my
podcast. But yeah, that would be amazing. But
I'm-
I feel like if people really wanted to, they could find out who the ghost
No,
is.
of course.
Right? So they'd have to give a little bit more than just who I am.
No, but I'm saying, like I said, he'll
What kind of
give
car you
you,
drive?
a bunch of different stuff.
I would totally be. We could do that and not film it live. So like, let's say something comes out. Yeah. If something comes out, like let's say like
I mean, we could
the
always,
ghost is like banging dudes or whatever, Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll certainly reach out to and then see what they say and see if they want to come on. And I mean, the invitation for anybody, like
Yeah.
our buddy shared,
That, I
some
mean, those
stories with us.
Those are cool stories and like cool like things. I would just like to
Press them a little bit more.
like press the story a little bit more, like on the numbers, right? Like,
Yeah, how much did you win? Like,
yeah,
if you knew you won the first time, how much or you all right? If you knew you could do it once,
yeah,
but then again, it could have been very skeptical. Like,
sure. it
your
could've been.
son's giving you numbers. All right, I'm gonna go play them. Oh shit, they won. My son's giving me numbers again. Well, they won their first time. Let's, I'm not gonna
I mean,
go nuts
why
with
the
it.
fuck not? Throw in $20.
Yeah,
You already won the lotto at once.
I don't know, man. Yeah, like they're compelling stories, and trust me, we're open. Like with psychic, with dreams, with anybody. So I always tell people, contact us. All of our information is on our website. Just go there. It's easy, and it is what it is, right? So contact us, and I'll reach out to the psychic that I know, see if he wants to come on, and see if he's willing to talk to us, and say, hey,
Like,
you already know
where did
me.
his skill develop? When did he realize he had it?
He wrote a book. I read his book,
Yeah, yeah.
and I had him on. So
Listen,
I'll-
I'll tell you
I'll
all
reach
you need
out
to
to
know
him.
about dreams.
what?
Fucking lay down, you go to sleep, you wake up. It's fucking done.
That's not dreams, though. That's
Yeah.
more just what happens.
That's what happens, man. Some people sleep longer than others.
I found the challenge. If you guys want to hear about it, it was the $1 million paranormal challenge,
Okay.
and it ran from 1964 to 2015, and
Damn it, we're a
no
couple
one
years
was
late.
no successful.
What happened? The guy just died or something?
James Randi was the guy. Let's see if he's still around.
What if somebody was on like the cusp of like proving him, and he's like, I'm just gonna end it now.
Well, that's what he had. He got some criticism. It says that he tried to ensure that people didn't win,
Yeah.
but yeah, people
guy-
can look it up and make their own.
Yeah, I would like to see what he
s-
considered
Send me the
paranormal.
link. Send me the link, and I'll share it in the show notes. So
Okay.
if people want to check that out, we'll certainly share that in the show notes for everybody. And I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to talk to anybody. I'm willing to have people on. I'm willing
Yeah,
to have
I'm open
open
to talk to him.
discussions.
Yeah, but like, I just don't believe it right now.
I
That could
trust me,
change.
I
Like
totally get you.
some things, like I don't believe in. It could change. If new information comes out.
So do you think, I'm wrapping this all up with dreams and stuff, do you
Sure.
think we know you don't believe in psychics, but how about just like psychic dreams, or premonitions, or stuff that may happen to you?
Like deja vu, like that happened to me a bunch of times where I've had deja vu. Like I've been here before, so I believe in that. Premonitions, not really.
Right.
I don't. Psychic. Yeah, psychic dreams. No, because like I haven't had I think a dream that has come true.
Well, looking up a lot of the case files that I did before the show,
Sure.
there's a lot of compelling ones. Same thing with, like I talked about, unsolved mysteries. They're very intriguing. At the end of the day, do I really know what it is or how to really explain it? No,
No.
not at all. And I don't know, man. I guess if you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth, right? Whether you believe it or not.
Do you have that written down?
Yeah, man, I got it from
Okay.
Unsolved Mysteries. Brother.
Okay.
No, but I think it's a pretty cool quote, and I think if you really look into any of the things that we talk about, it really is about personal experiences. At the end of the day, like we always say, even to each other, it's if you don't have that experience, you're really not going to believe it, right? And it'll just go with anything: UFOs, Bigfoot, Loch Ness,
Nessie.
psychic dreams. With anything.
Squash.
And I think even with stuff that goes on in the news today, if we don't really experience it fully, and it doesn't really affect us,
Sure.
we're not going to really, to care about it as much as, like, say, if it really happened to you. Or
Sure, yeah, no.
'cause-
That's with anything. If it doesn't affect you, you don't really care about it.
Yeah.
Steal my paper for.
You're going to read?
Yeah.
wanna
I'll-
read some?
I'll read.
You want to read the closing?
What do you want me to read?
You don't like
Just-
to do intros or exits.
Just the closing? I'll read the closing.
Yeah, read the closing. Here.
You got it.
We'll play some music for you. But before we do that, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And
I thought I was doing the
No,
closing.
no. I'm just saying, like, I want to say thank you to everybody,
Just
for
look right
watching.
at him.
Yeah, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, but yeah, take it away, G.
Help spread the word about our podcast. Give us a rating on iTunes. 4-star would be nice. Yeah, you could do 3 stars if you don't like it.
4 stars. 5 is the highest.
I'm just saying, what if people don't like, people don't like that? You can get 4 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars. I'll talk to you if you have 2 stars, though.
You're gonna talk to them?
Yeah, like what?
You're gonna reach out?
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, people reached out, and I forgot to mention our friend John, who listens to the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
He sent us an email, and he said one of the stories, or he gave us like a case file to really talk about. Like we're talking about psychic dreams tonight.
Sure.
He said the Texarkana, the murders that happened.
Yeah.
The town that feared sundown or dreaded sundown.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
So we'll do an upcoming episode on that.
As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find weird news. We're gonna start doing weird news clips there, as well as case files of the cases that we already done.
Of course, man.
Always look up our Instagram page, Facebook page, Patreon page. You want to support the show? We have some T-shirts.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm putting old shows on there too.
Yep.
So a lot of the old shows that I deem worthy, I have up there, so you can check that out. Yeah, if
Stickers.
you order a T-shirt, If you want it, we don't have a shop now. I'm working on getting a shop up now. But if you want a t-shirt, just email us. They're $24.
Yep, all of our
And-
information can be found on nightmare365.com.
That's right, brother.
You know,
Yeah, so next week, what are we talking about, Jay?
time travel.
Next week, time travel. You're into that stuff.
Yes.
All right.
I think there's time travel. I've watched Back to the Future a bunch of times to know
That it's real.
that it's real.
I think you believe in this one.
Michael J. Fox.
Maybe not psychic dreams, but you believe in time travel. So that'd be
Psychic dreams
interesting.
are bullshit. Time travel,
Wow, dude,
plausible.
after all that stuff we talked about. All right. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Like Greg said, do all that stuff. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, stay spooky.